This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate on a Friday. I'm Tito, Jeff Thitoff, my left, Bobby Carpenter across from us. It's Bodie Wells. Good morning, Bob. How are you today?
Well, I'm doing great. Thitoff, doing great. Just enjoying your story time with Bodie over there as I scan through some emails and try to get some things taken care of this morning.
Big show lined up for you today. 2 full hours here on YouTube, the Fan app, HD3. Download the show anytime and catch us 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Also Facebook, Twitter. Join us in the chat there in YouTube. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin. AJ Hawk will join us today at 7:40. Lots to talk about today. Jackets won 4-1 yesterday. Remain undefeated since the regime change there as far as head coaching position.
Never lost.
Yes. OSU men host number 17 UCLA tomorrow in hoops. Cavs and Philly tonight at 7. Ohio State got some good news. We'll talk about that later on. We'll do our quick hitters as we always do. Another scandal in college sports or just in sports in general. Can it be fixed? We'll do all that. And like I say, we'll close things up the best way we know how with AJ Hawk at 7:40. You can get your Ask AJ questions in. We get closer to that, and we can pick AJ Hawk's brain a little bit. Bodie, how are you this morning, my friend?
I'm pretty good, Tito. Friday. I was up a little late last night with the Celtics game, but they had a very nice comeback win.
That was against the Heat, right?
Yeah, in Miami. Yep. And I was out like a light after that, and then I rolled over this morning, and my alarm goes off at 3:10. I rolled over, looked at the clock. It was 3:09. I was like, all right, let's do this Friday.
Is that good or bad?
In my opinion, it's good. Like, to me, I always like when I wake up kind of right at or maybe before the alarm.
Right.
Because it's just a natural wake up.
Yeah.
I hate when my alarm
It's not
goes
as jarring.
off and I'm in a deep sleep and it's just like, am I even like alive? Like, I don't even know what day it is, what year it is. So.
Well, they have all those apps now that will, like, if you don't have to be somewhere like at a very specific time, that it'll wake you up. Like, you give it a window and it'll wake you up like at the lightest part of your sleep.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
How does it judge the lightest part of your sleep? Just on
Knows your brain. I don't know. It's like inside. It's
aliens.
inside your brain somehow.
Aliens, yeah.
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 I wasn't okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. Maybe I'll set it for the. Yeah. How is there a time frame that it like has to be?
Like, you give it a window because it needs like 35, 45 minutes. But I've never been able to. I don't want to wake up.
And that's a pretty wide.
That's what
range.
I said. Like, when you've got to do what we do. Like, it's one thing if you have different things. It's nice to get done in different points in time, and maybe on a weekend if you don't have to be up and be in a certain time. But I looked at that. I was like, why would I want to wake up somewhere between 6:15 and 7? Like that.
Yeah,
like I either wake up at
range.
6:15 or wake up at 7 if I need to. You know, whatever the time is, I'll wake up at that time. I can't give it a half hour. If you want to give it like 15 minutes, well, that's something that's more realistic.
Yeah. Huh.
I have one of those weird things where last night I woke up almost like every hour. So I took like a series of naps is what it really ended up being. And then
Why'd you do that?
I didn't mean to. I'm just saying, like, it just like my body just woke me up every hour. About an hour or so, hour and 10 minutes, I'd wake up.
Stressed out or something?
No, I'm always stressed out. And then when my alarm went off, I spent about 45 seconds trying to turn my alarm off by hitting my CPAP power, which didn't make much sense, but that's the way my night went. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin. I think I already said that. But now, Bob, let's make me smarter.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
All right, General, you know what to do.
Oh, Thitoff, you just interrupted my searching for Lord of the Rings showtimes for this evening.
Oh, I apologize for that. You're going to see Lord of the Rings tonight then, huh? Family or whole family, or just you and the wife, or just you? Or
You think my wife would want to go see that?
Oh, I have no idea. Do you know my wife? Okay, do you think my wife would want to go see it?
Maybe.
She loves Lord of the Rings.
My wife hates movies in general, so
Okay, I didn't know.
Oh man.
yeah,
I've never asked her to do a movie. I didn't know.
that's fine. But yeah, she dislikes movies really in general.
So you and kids, or you?
I would go by myself.
Okay.
My youngest son really loves it, and my oldest son does as well. My third son has ski club. My daughter's doing stuff with friends. But they've seen all of them. They've seen all 6 of the Hobbits and Lord of the Rings. They enjoy them. So my oldest son, we went and saw when they re-released Return of the King on the 20-year anniversary of that. Went over and saw that. It's amazing the amount of theaters that have closed down since then. There used to be more at different places. I don't even think there's one up at Sawmill anymore, or on Carriage Place, which is where we used to go sometimes.
Yeah, Carriage Place, there's not one there anymore, yeah.
Yeah, the one at, used to go there, the one at Lenox, but now there's much, much fewer ones. So just trying to figure out, because the Lenox only has one showtime a day, and they're only doing it for like 4 days, which is amazing. They've got a lot of trash movies in there, and I'm like, I
was going to say, that doesn't one showtime a day. That's not...
Oh, yeah, cool, because they're doing all 3, so they're doing them sequentially, and then they're done. Where some of them, they're going to, because it's open all week, where they're doing multiple ones, different days. So, like, if you're behind, watching 3.5 to 4 hour movies.
It's a long day.
Well, consecutively over 3 consecutive days. That's the thing. I want to see them all. And like I said, I saw The Return of the King in theaters about 5 years ago with my oldest son. I'd like to see that again, but I would like to see The Fellowship and the Twin Towers as well. So we'll see how it goes. I'm looking through that. I've got some different options in mind, but the problem is I don't know where some of these theaters are. I have to look them up. It is Friday, January 16th. The third Friday of the year already. 16th day of the year. 349 days remaining in this 2026. This date, 1909, Ernest Shackleton's famed expedition trying to find the South Pole finally hits it on this date, January 16th. This date, 1920, the League of Nations holds its first council meeting in Paris, France. Didn't really go so well because that was supposed to prevent future wars. And
whoops.
About 20 years later,
yeah,
had another big one. This thing, 1965, the Guess Who, "Shakin' All Over" album is released.
I got my shoes.
There we go. This date, 1965, or I just said that. This date, 1972. Another big day for Bodie. Super Bowl VI. The first one is always the sweetest. Tom Brady said it's always the next one that he's chasing, though. Cowboys, 24. Dolphins, 3.
Within now only 5 seconds of the championship of the National Football League, winner of the Vince Lombardi Trophy, and the man they say is unemotional, Tom Landry, the only coach the Cowboys have ever had. Tom Landry, a most happy man, is carried off the field by his players. That's the end of the game and the final score. The Dallas Cowboys 24, the Miami Dolphins 3.
My dad used to call him Old Stoneface. So he never did make any expression during the games.
Yeah.
It's wild. I mean, the Cowboys could have been the Steelers should they have selected their coaches a little bit better. I mean, Tom Landry was their first coach and wasn't relieved of his duties until 88, 89? 88.
Yes, 88 sounds right.
Yeah, Jimmy came in 89. I want to say maybe 90, one of the two. But either way, if they would have actually not feuded with Jimmy Johnson, he probably would have been there until, I don't know, I'm guessing early 2000s, maybe another 10, 12 years. Could have hired another coach after that. That would have been good. And you could have had a 3-coach stretch.
Mike McCarthy could have just stayed forever.
There you go.
Is that really what you wanted?
Well,
bring him back.
They have had the Pittsburgh Steelers general managers.
That is true.
I can't imagine since 1994 anybody's had fewer general managers than
You mean
America's
since 94?
team.
You mean since 1988?
Well, I guess Jimmy was kind of the GM.
No, don't you tell Jerry that.
So they won They beat the Dolphins. They beat, with Landry, they beat the Broncos.
Yeah.
They lost 2 to the Steelers, each by 4 points, or could have been a much different team of the 70s. You know what I mean? If they lost
I'd take
21-17.
right now, Tito.
I know. They lost 21-17. I think it was Super Bowl 10. Then they lost 35-31. In that game, they should have won because the tight end, Jackie Smith, dropped a ball that was right in his hands in the end zone, or they could have won that game.
There we go. And that is today's History Minute with Thitoff. This date, 1973, the final episode of Bonanza airs on NBC.
Take it easy, young feller. Have a sword of whiskey here. You'll be all right.
There you go.
Tanner. We gotta get Tanner.
Well, if you mean that feller in there, there ain't no hurry. He's dead.
What?
Couldn't find nothing wrong with him. Had plenty of food and water with him. Heart just stopped, I guess. Was he a friend of yours?
No. I didn't even know him.
Didn't even know him. Oh, did you watch Bonanza ever, Thitoff?
Never saw a single episode. But
Really?
Yeah. Not even I mean, obviously it was on before I was born, but even like in the reruns, I never watched them. No, never.
Syndication? Oh,
Yeah.
we watched a lot of the syndication. My dad still watches the syndication. This date, 1974. A couple of big additions to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford are elected.
I was named after a Hall of Famer. I think this is the first time that's ever happened that a guy has come into the Hall of Fame that was named after one. Before I was born, my father lived and died for baseball, and he named me after a Hall of Famer, Mickey Cochran. He had the foresight to realize that someday in baseball that left-handed hitters were going to hit against right-handed pitchers and right-handed hitters were going to hit against left-handed pitchers. And he taught me, and his father, my granddad, he was a left-hander. They taught me to switch hit when I was at a real young age when I first started learning how to play ball. And my dad always told me if I could hit both ways when I got ready to go to the major leagues, I would have a better chance of playing.
I know technically they make these. I don't think we make Whiteys anymore, though. I don't know of anybody. I'm the elder statesman here. I don't know of anybody growing up whose nickname was Whitey.
I do.
You do? You have a Whitey friend?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've
Well,
ever.
I haven't talked to him since high school, but
Right, but yeah,
we
you
were
knew a
friends in high
Whitey.
school,
Yeah, I don't think I ever had somebody I talked to, went to school with, any kind of stuff, whose nickname was Whitey. That's all. Do you know any Whiteys, Bobby?
She went to Brookhaven.
Okay, I'm not.
So, I mean,
I wasn't the only white guy in Brookhaven.
I don't know. Every dude I know from Brookhaven is a black guy. So
Almost.
outside of you.
Thank you.
You would be the lone exception.
maybe they should have
And
called
hold up,
you.
check that. And Paul O'Neill.
There you go. See, Paul O'Neill.
I don't know Paul O'Neill.
Right.
But I know that he went to Brookhaven.
A lot of people, when they say Brookhaven, they think Paul O'Neill or Tito.
Absolutely. You're on the Mount Rushmore, Brookhaven alum.
Yes. I was damn near last in the class, though.
That's good. Almost just an attendee, not a graduate.
I was a conscientious objector.
There you go. This date, 1981. This is kind of like you. Paul McCartney is arrested in Japan for carrying a half-pound of grass.
Former Beatle Paul McCartney was jailed without bail in Tokyo today after being arrested on charges of marijuana possession and smuggling. The 37-year-old rock star was arrested at Narita Airport after almost half a pound of marijuana was found in one of his suitcases. If found guilty, he could receive 7 years in prison. McCartney and his rock group Wings were to have given 11 performances in Japan, but the tour now has been canceled.
You in here for some marijuana?
Marijuana is not a drug.
Either of you ever, when you were younger, no, come on, we're not going to vacate wins, ever use marijuana? Did you ever smoke marijuana when you were younger?
That's not my deal. I've never done drugs.
Okay, I did like...
Drink a lot. Been doing that for a while.
I
don't know, am I 38? I mean, I'll be rounding out about 30 years of that here around my birthday this year.
I did it like a couple of times when I was in high school with a friend of mine.
You and
I didn't
Bill
like
Clinton.
initiate it, but it happened, and it never did anything for me. So I
Never done either.
Like twice when I was like 17, I think it was, or 18 years old, and I never didn't do anything for me.
It's good. I'm glad that off. Pass on grass.
Was it Saved by the Bell episode?
Someone tweeted me something about that the other day.
They did?
Yeah, about the one friend who introduced. Oh gosh, let me pull this up. This is pretty good. It's the one I didn't even remember this at the time. Pull up this text. It's the episode. Oh, here it is.
The Saved by the Bell episode?
So don't talk
Yeah.
to me about the 90s little gif. You don't even know what it is. And it's the one guy who was buddies with, like, who Zach met, who seemed like super cool. And he said Johnny Dakota was not a bad guy. He invited the gang to his mansion, introduced him to hot girls, smoked a joint, and they all flipped out like it was heroin. Zach Morris wasn't a grateful loser in that situation.
Yeah, that was the Johnny Dakota one. He comes in as a celebrity. He's like a big-time actor or whatever at the time, like his character was. And he comes in to film some anti-drug commercial at Bayside, and then they find out he actually does do drugs despite doing that. But and at the end of the episode, Bob, the president for NBC and the actors come on with some kind of like an anti-dope message about it, too. It was a big deal. Brandon Tartikoff, I think it was.
When Jessie Spano was taking her energy pills.
She's so excited.
So scared. Just taking pills to help stay up to study. And Zach's like, she like collapses and it's amazing.
Yeah,
I give them credit. They're trying to take on like some edgy things. And I mean, I was 7 years old watching it, 8 years old, 9. Like it was maybe 10, 8, 9, 10, 11. It was very young. And I mean, it was impactful. Like there was a cool show on Saturday morning. I used to always rush home from soccer to make sure I could watch it. And it was pretty great. But
it was Euphoria before Euphoria.
Basically. And some birthdays today. This date, turning 91. Race car driver A.J. Foyt. That is who Aaron James Hawk is actually named after.
Is it really?
Well, I don't know what AJ's initials are, Foyt's, but AJ's parents named him Aaron James so they could call him AJ. That was his dad's favorite race car driver. Roy Jones Jr. turning at 57, one of the best pound-for-pound boxers of all time.
And now the body work from Tony. Some big headshots there from Jones to keep him out of the inside, though. Jones, the quicker of the two. Would you agree, Joe?
Well, he is at this point. Right now, Tony seemingly thinks he knows what he has to do, and that's to put the pressure on. But Roy Jones came off the ropes when he got pinned there with some beautiful shots back at Tony.
Oh! Big left hook, and down goes Tony! He was caught showing off.
He did by that patented jump-in left hook.
He got suckered into it.
Got suckered into it. There we go.
Played a professional basketball game and fought in the same day.
Perfect. Pro basketball game.
Yeah, he played for like it was one of the like a G League kind of thing, whatever it's called. He played for.
Hey, if you're getting paid, Thitoff, you're a professional.
I got you. Yeah, so he played that game during the day and then fought that night.
Money on the nightstand counts. Former Saints and Falcons wide receiver Joe Horn turning 54. His son is playing for Carolina. Cornerback.
I was going to say, I think Carolina. Yep.
Very talented corner for Carolina.
Horn's the one who had the cell phone, right? In the goalpost. Was that him?
Sounds right. I think his
also
son's
the one that
wide receiver.
Who is it that's a corner whose son is a who was
it Stingley?
No. He had lost his appetite. And that was his nephew. Derek is Daryl's nephew. Asante Samuel's son plays, but he was a corner. I thought there was a wide receiver whose son played cornerback. I thought J.C. Horn played.
I thought he was a receiver at Colorado and then went to Carolina.
Maybe you're right.
I'm going to look it up, boys.
That's good. Probably should have done some more research on this. He's a corner. J.C. Horn is American professional cornerback for the Carolina Panthers. Okay. 8th overall. My buddy, I was saying, my friend was working in Carolina in their front office when they drafted him.
Okay.
Played for South Carolina.
Yes.
Who was the Colorado receiver just last year that had a famous dad? Am I remembering that correctly?
Maybe might be.
I don't know. I can look it up if you want to keep going, Carp.
Joe Horn's son, Colorado football, Jimmy Horn Jr. Played wide receiver for the Buffaloes under Coach Prime.
Okay. So he's got two sons.
Although he's not directly related, never mind.
Oh.
There you go.
Just kidding.
He's just now filed a paternity suit on his behalf. Yeah. Bodie Wells told me. That's my daddy.
Kate Moss, the model, turning 52 today.
Randy Moss's daughter.
I don't think that's accurate at all, but maybe.
Could be.
Maybe 23 and me. Singer Aaliyah, born on this date, 1979. Oh, man. Unfortunately, she passed away in 2001. Really enjoyed her in high school. The man who hit 703 home runs, turning 46 today. I didn't realize. I thought he was older than that. A little bit young, Mr. Albert Pujols.
Albert Pujols homered earlier tonight. Pickford, a 4.37 ERA on the year for LA, facing the great Pujols, who is one swing away from 700 career home runs. Pujols sends one in the air. It's deep to left. Taylor's back at the wall. It's 700. Albert Pujols has joined the 700 home run club.
There you go. The 700 home run club. How many of those were, were natural?
Oh, wow. I was going to ask how many members are in the club, but same question, I guess.
What, there's 3?
Bonds,
4.
Hank,
I don't think A-Rod got to 7. I don't think so either. Yeah, I think it's Babe Ruth. It's 4 then, I guess. Babe Ruth, Bonds, Hank, Pujols, yeah.
Hammer and Hank?
Hammer and Hank.
There we go. No one ever questions Albert Pujols, though. I don't know why.
No, he's been brought up before as somebody.
But nobody ever leans in on it.
You're right, yeah.
And I don't know why that is. Because he played during the same time as all those guys.
Obviously. He did. He is. Part of it's because I believe he wasn't as arrogant as people like Clemens.
So that's my point.
Yeah.
It's not that Barry Bonds did steroids. It's the fact that Barry Bonds is a jerk.
Oh, yeah. And
that's why I've tried to tell people all along about this.
Sure. Yeah. Even Clemens. Clemens is one who came out and released a video of stuff about how this is how you stay in shape. This is what my trainer does to help me stay in shape. This is why I can stay all.
He did some terrible things, it was a little Lance Armstrong-esque about when people would come at him and different things, and his wife was on it too. He blamed it all on her, but she was looking great. So I mean, whatever it takes, Bodie. I mean,
whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Like the Avengers.
Yes. Turning 35 today, Blue Jackets legend Matt Duchene.
Oh.
I was going to have you pull something from him, but I thought people might get upset. Currently playing for the Dallas Stars. He didn't
always have that.
Always have that run.
Yeah, run. Is it a run if you only make it to the second round?
Yeah, it's a run for the Jackets, and he was only here for half the year. So
I think that's banner worthy if you make the second round with the Jackets.
Well, you swept the number 1 seed.
I understand. Put a banner up.
I was at some of those games in the playoffs. It was awesome. It was the coolest environment I'd been in Columbus, Ohio, outside of Ohio State. Passing away 1 year ago today, a commentating legend, one of the stars of Major League, who did most of his work with the Brewers, Mr. Bob Uecker.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Doyle here, welcoming all you friends of the Feather to another season of Indians baseball. On into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Hello, Tribe fans. Welcome back to Major League Baseball. Sort of. Paid attendance today is 1,412. Some of them were driven away by that little 10-run first inning the Red Sox put up. Take over, Monty. I'm in the bag.
For the Indians, 1 run on, let's say, 1 hit. That's all we got. 1 goddamn hit.
You can't say goddamn on the air.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Say! The Indians win it! The Indians win it! Oh, my God, the Indians win it!
I mean, Major League's really a great movie. Bob Uecker's as good a part of it as any of it.
Famously, as a player for the Cardinals, he and Bob Gibson did something a bit controversial. In the team photo, they're sitting there in the first row, and they held hands.
Wow.
And there's
mates, man.
Yeah, making a statement just about race relations and all this kind of stuff, and so that's
we're
what
all
they
in
were
the
doing.
same gang.
Yes, it's kind of like that. That's a West Coast rap stars great hit, All in the Same Gang.
There we go.
You remember seeing the video?
All in the Same Gang?
Yeah, we're all in the same.
Oh yeah, we used to watch him. The defensive coordinator for the Houston Texans, Matt Burke. We used to have I forget what he called Old School Fridays or something like that,
right.
And he would pull up old rap videos for our linebacker room, and then it's amazing. The D-line by week 3 would always all come down. It was the last 5 minutes of the meeting, and we'd all watch one of his things because he's probably about 5 years older than me, of his favorite stuff, and he would show us all of it. And there's songs that I'd heard, but we didn't have MTV growing up, so I never saw any of these videos. So it was like watching them for the first time. So it was pretty cool.
Off the top of my head, I bet I could name 20 rappers from that video. I remember seeing that.
Why don't you get a piece of paper and we'll work on that in the break, see what you can get done there. Also passing away on this date 26 years ago, Christopher Tolkien, the son of J.R.R. Tolkien, who, like I said, 25th anniversary of Lord of the Rings coming out tonight. So just checking out showtimes. The final Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, the final one in the trilogy, the extended edition, I forgot how long it was. Like they put everything in there, like all the deleted scenes and everything. What was the time on this? Oh gosh, I just looked because it's Sunday night. It is like I think 4 hours and 35 minutes.
Oh my God.
I mean,
intermission?
I remember it was.
I was gonna say,
it took,
honestly,
when I
like-
saw it last time, it was a two leak situation.
Yeah.
I had to go to the bathroom twice. It was pretty robust. And I didn't want to miss any of it, even though I've seen it probably 100 times. Some holidays observances today. It is National Fig Newton Day, National Quinoa Day, Prohibition Remembrance Day. Day as well, and Appreciate a Dragon Day. And those, your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, Friday, January 16th, the 16th day of the year, the third Friday, and 349 days remaining in this 2026.
Bob, I think we missed one birthday in there.
Oh, did we? What did I miss in here?
Browns legend.
Oh, gosh, I'm
Ravens
sorry.
legend.
Turning 41 today, Joe Flacco.
From the 13, Flacco, end zone bound, and he's got a touchdown! Anquan Bolden! Touchdown, Baltimore! Take it to the end zone for a second time. It's a play-action fake to Rice. Flacco has Pillar for the touchdown. Touchdown, Baltimore! And Flacco heaves it down the field, open as Jones catches his arm, his back, he can get up. Jones makes the shift. Jones to the end zone, and he's in for the score. What a play by Jacoby Jones.
Played so well, the lights went out.
There we go. I was hoping to get some of his Browns highlights.
Well done as always, General.
I thought the Super Bowl might be a little.
No way. Playing for the
Bigger.
Browns, that's the high point of everybody's career.
Browns playoff wild card appearance or Super Bowl MVP.
Somebody in the chat asked about, how about the Kyle Tucker signing? The Dodgers did sign Kyle Tucker. I think it's 4 years, $260 million.
Quick hitters.
Well, okay, good. But I was saying, but then I realized it was Steve Kerr that's the one that said that, and I thought maybe it's not worth addressing. But so maybe we'll adjust quick hitters. And also, he says Revenge Tour 2026, go Irish. But anyway, that's Bodie's friend. He'll be going to the Wisconsin game at Lambeau with Steve Kerr. Coming up next, good news for the Buckeyes. We'll do that. This is Morning Juice.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. You don't want to start the new year off hurting. You don't want to start off the new year getting surgery. You don't want to start off the new year dealing with trying to plan something out into the future. What you want to do is get healthy. So what you want to do is go to my friends over at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his team, the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, back, shoulders, whatever it is, they can help you get ready. So instead of those invasive operations, it's going to sideline you all of the early year. Go check out our friends at QC Kinetics and see if they can help you today. Imagine moving better, being stronger, planning your year, doing what actually you want to do. So don't wait. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices located in Dublin and Gahanna, and they're ready there for your free consultation. So go check them out today.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
Some journeys start small, with small pause and big purpose.
Look how little you are, you sweet girl.
Every great partnership begins with the first step,
Bella, let's go.
guiding them through the world so one day they can guide someone through life. With shared experience, confidence grows, and the path becomes clear. It takes time, patience, and love. But the reward lasts a lifetime.
Hey, good girl, Bob.
You don't just raise a puppy. You raise a future. Become a Dogs Inc. puppy raiser. Give a dog a purpose. Give someone hope.
Learn more at dogsinc.org.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town? The opportunity to work alongside them as partners, whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank, they'll tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ohio State now has a returning starter on the defensive line with Kenyatta Jackson making the announcement yesterday he's sticking here and for his 5th year. 6.5 sacks last year, Bob. Are you surprised that he's back, or did you expect it?
I didn't think he was going to go to the NFL. It's a very deep defensive line, especially at the edges. I don't know where he would have been drafted there. You know, a lot of guys have been in working out and everything, and like they've strategically they release these on like different days so everybody gets their own kind of time. But I figured he was coming back as of early this week, late last week, and I mean he could have gotten the portal and went somewhere else. That was always an option. But if he was going to between here going to the NFL, I thought he was going to eventually end up staying.
So one of the guys who I was looking at for next year, who I really expected big things from, and I'm not saying he did anything wrong, it's just it was a damn good defense this year, and it's, to quote Your Highness, get him where you fit in. But like Bo Atkinson from North Carolina, I thought he would play a bigger role than he did, and he could still do it next year and have his a fantastic final year, but I thought he would have a bigger impact this year.
Why is that?
Because of his credentials coming in. He was really good at North Carolina. But I'm saying it's not, I don't think it's any fault of his own. I think it's just how good the defense was. It was difficult for him.
What were his credentials? What do you mean as good as the defense was? Like
the defense was great this year, Bob.
It was.
It's very difficult.
He played and was a part of it.
He did play, was a part of it.
Probably, like you said, maybe didn't have the impact that people would have thought.
Right.
But what were his credentials coming in?
He had success at North Carolina.
Define success. I'm not just going to let you make a statement and then not.
Okay, you don't think he was good at North Carolina?
I didn't say he wasn't.
I think he was good at North Carolina.
What would, as per what metrics?
Let's see. I could look up his total number of sacks, but I don't know off the top of my head. But I know when he was coming in that there was talk about him being able to make an impact on this defense, a big impact on the defense. Let me see what I'll check out those totals right now. I didn't have the number off the top of my head. I'm just saying that I recall him having decent numbers at North Carolina, and I'll take a look now for you. Hang on.
It's 7.5 sacks a year in 2024.
I'd say it's a good year for a college player. Kenyatta had 6.5.
Yeah, and he had 3.5 the season prior to that.
Right.
So I mean, those are good numbers. It's not like he was a 14 sack guy coming in.
No, but I would say I thought maybe he could duplicate the 7.5 sacks, which would be pretty good for this Ohio State team.
Do you think Ohio State's defense is better than North Carolina's?
Their defense, yes, is better than North Carolina's, yes.
Okay, so there's going to be better players. So there's going to be less opportunities maybe to go around. And the emergence of Arvell Reese and Caden Curry, I think to people outside of this, that's why I was surprised. But Bo is a little bit different body type than, Caden Curry is 6'6", 258. He's a big dude.
Right.
And so he's not really a stand-up guy. He's a hand-and-ground guy. So with what they were doing and some of the things they were moving around, where he was at, he maybe wasn't in the position to get a ton of sacks and probably didn't get quite as much play as he would have liked.
Sure.
But coming in, I think of those 7.5, I want to say 3 were in one game as well. And so Bo, I think, will be a big part of it this year. And I like him a lot for what he can do. He's got a very unique skill set, and they'll be able to utilize him this year. But, I mean, you had the emergence of some of these guys who were really stinking good and had really, really impressive seasons. I mean, Arvell Reese playing a lot on the edge, All-American. Caden Curry playing on the edge, All-American. Kenyatta played. So I think there just wasn't a ton of reps potentially to go around for him.
Right. That wasn't ripping. I'm just saying, Bob, I thought coming in he would play more than he did, but the fact the defense was so talented, a guy like Arvell Reese played out of his mind this year, I think also contributed to that. I don't think Bo did anything wrong. I'm just saying I thought that after coming off 7.5 sacks at North Carolina, I could see a 5, 6, 7 sack season.
Yeah.
And so it surprised me is all I was saying. I'm not belittling the guy. I think he's still a very talented guy. I just and I think he'll have a much bigger role this upcoming season with everybody they've lost. I'm just I thought
those other guys played so well, and once they started playing that well, there wasn't going to be as much room. And that's the thing: you go from one team to another, and this team is significantly better than the team that he was on. And I think, he stayed here. It wasn't like he left, so I think he appreciates it and enjoys it. But maybe just wasn't as fruitful early on, and that's due to the other players that were there.
Sure, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Ohio State transfer portal is now, as far as portal just for Ohio State, I saw they added 15 players to the portal, lost 30. They getting a couple from Alabama. Just it surprised me because I know we've had recent success getting Caleb Downs over here, obviously getting Sayin over here, but it seems like there's a lot more that come here from Alabama than go there from Ohio State, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so they've got a couple of D linemen.
Yep.
They came in. Both those guys look pretty good. Didn't they just grab a corner too, I believe, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, you are correct. They grabbed Cam Calhoun.
Who I think he went to Michigan at first.
He did.
And then to Utah.
And then Bama.
But some of those other guys.
He's making the rounds.
Yeah, some of those other guys, though, they the defensive guys, they went there because they were recruited by Nick Saban initially, and maybe some of them, I think, played for him.
James Smith is a senior.
Yeah, so he would have played in Saban's defense.
And so would the other guy, Rusal.
Yeah. What year is he?
He's a redshirt junior. So
he's a fourth year. So both those guys played in Saban's defense.
Yeah.
So let me connect some dots for you here, Thitoff. All right. Nick Saban coached under who in the NFL?
Nick Saban coached under who in the NFL?
Yeah.
I don't know who he coached under in the NFL off the top of my head. I'm not sure who he coached under.
He was a defensive coordinator for one team.
Okay.
Who was the head coach?
Oh, that's the Belichick one with the Browns, yeah. Okay.
There you go. Yeah. So, all right. So, where did Matt Patricia coach largely in the NFL?
New England, yeah. Belichick.
All right, so under Bill Belichick. Yeah. So, you see the common thread of the similarities of defenses and scheme similarity there. And I'm not sure exactly what Alabama's doing and what they're running right now, but getting those body types, those types of players here, I think is a big part of that. And Matt Patricia understanding is like, hey, this is what we're doing defensively. And everybody made a big deal about a lot of the defensive tackles leaving. And maybe you're transitioning over some of those body types of how you want these guys to play. And I think that that's a big part of it.
All right, coming up next, we'll do some quick hitters. Morning Juice.
New year, new you, new truck from Germain Toyota of Columbus. And the deals are built tough. Drive home the all-new 2026 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% financing for up to 48 months. Need more muscle? The 2026 Toyota Tundra delivers with 2.99% financing for up to 72 months, or take $3,000 in customer cash. Germain Toyota has the truck and the deal you've been waiting for. Shop today at Germain Toyota of Columbus, where selection, value, and trust come standard. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Hey, everybody, it's Berm here. Jeremy Birmingham from the Austin and Berm Show on 97.1 The Fan. Listen, if you told me 4 weeks ago that I'd have lost 27 pounds, I would have asked you if I lost a limb. But here I am, 27 pounds down in 4 weeks and all my limbs intact, thanks to Awaken 180. Where'd that weight come from? My waist. I'm already down 3 notches on my belt. My face. Yeah, I can see my jawline. That's pretty cool. You don't gain 27 pounds in a week, so you don't really notice when the weight creeps on. But if you drop it quick, doing it the healthy way, you can watch 3, 5, or even 15 years of weight gain disappear just like that. The Awaken 180 app keeps me on track, and my coach, Mandy, ensures the weight keeps dropping off. But the results on the scale are the true motivation. I'm becoming a new me, and don't miss the old me or my approach to food and health. Well, maybe cheese on a burger, but that'll be back as soon as I'm on the maintenance part of the plan. That's the thing. You give up a tiny amount, in return, you get everything. Do what we all did and make your 180 with Awaken 180. Awaken180weightloss.com.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids,
who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them, safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Bobby's knees hurt from doing battle with some of football's toughest warriors. Tito's knees hurt from begging Bobby to let him host this show.
Oh, pick me! Oh, I know, me!
This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Rolling through here on a Friday. Here comes Bodie.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
All right, fellas, happy Friday. How about a little baseball quick hitters here?
Steve.
It happened again. The back-to-back champs, they have signed the consensus best free agent on the market as the LA Dodgers have landed outfielder Kyle Tucker on a 4-year deal worth $240 million. The four-time All-Star comes over from the Cubs. He was with the Stros before that. The average annual value of the contract at $60 million per year is second in the league, only to his own teammate, Shohei Ohtani. And LA now has 8 players signed to a contract in which the total value of the deal is north of $100 million. Actually, the cheapest of the 8 is actually north of $130 million. And 4 out of those 8 are also north of $240 million now, with Tucker landing the $240 million deal. And that alone was a higher payroll than 20 out of 30 teams last season. So, Tito, it's like the Warriors adding Kevin Durant basically every offseason, it feels like, for the LA Dodgers. And I don't know if it's good or bad for the sport, but it just keeps happening.
Yes, it does. The Dodgers doing the Dodgers things. And this does, from what I can tell, there's no deferred money in this one, like the thing with Ohtani, which is genius by the Dodgers. Keep kicking that can.
I thought he had some deferred
Was some
money.
deferred in this one?
I thought I saw $30 million.
But
I don't know if that was official.
He turns 29 tomorrow, so he'll be
Happy
a free agent again in 4 years and get another chance to cash in if he does well with the Dodgers. And look, if you're going to the Dodgers with that kind of protection around you in the lineup, you should be great, and this should line up again then to be a big payday for him. When you're 33, you can still get a 7-year deal probably, I would think, if you produce these next 4. I understand. I know they have like the luxury tax thing you got to pay, the tax thing if your payroll's over a certain amount and all of that. But
I love that Thitoff just dismisses that because you're not the one paying it.
The Dodgers dismiss it, though.
Yeah, no,
honestly.
Because they make so much money.
I think it's
of all
genius
the winning.
business. I think it's genius business by them to do it the way they're doing it.
Then why doesn't everybody else do that?
Because I don't think
they're cheap.
Yeah, I would say I feel like teams like the Pirates, like the Reds, I think we'll also be in that ballpark there. Maybe the White Sox to a certain extent. They don't want to compete with they don't want to put that kind of money. They always don't put that kind of money into players, which bugs the hell out of me, Bob, as a Reds fan, because I remember the Reds were great for all those times in the 70s and even going back to like 1990. But like the fact that the spending is so it affects like the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets, the Red Sox, the Cubs are all going to spend a ton of money every year. I'm trying to think of anybody else I'm missing on that one. Maybe the
Toronto and Philly.
Toronto and Philly, yeah, you're right, yeah.
Arms race in recent years.
And it's just, I think it's bad for the sport. It's just because it's like right now, I already feel like the Reds are eliminated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, that's the part that's.
Don't worry, you're going to go see Ellie De La Cruz, though, this weekend.
I'm going to see Ellie De La Cruz. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. And hopefully I can go see the other Tito as well. I think he might be there. But, yeah, it's so, yes, the Dodgers, it's smart. This is why the Dodgers are always very competitive.
Well, if it's smart, then why doesn't everybody else do it?
Because I just don't think they want to spend the money. But, look,
cheap, but the Dodgers are making so much money because of all the winning.
They're making. Bob, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I don't know why they don't all do it. Bob. I mean, the Reds' payroll is going to be about a third of what the Dodgers is this year, and that's if they sign another free agent still, I believe. So,
what are the odds of that happening?
And I'm already counting the fact that I think De La Cruz will be gone in a couple of years. You know, it's just what's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, it's the way it's going to be.
It's one of those things that it's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Is it good for the sport? I don't necessarily know that it's good for the competitive balance.
Right.
I mean, I don't think it would be. The Kevin Durant thing was such an anomaly because they had a massive cap spike that summer, and Golden State had Steph on such a cheap deal because his ankles, he couldn't stay healthy in his early years, so his rookie extension was really cheap. So it all kind of, the stars aligned on that one. But, like, there's no way it would have been healthy, I don't think, year over year. If, like, Oklahoma City last summer,
right,
it's just like, yeah, we'll add whoever the best free agent was last
Here's
summer,
the thing.
But
listen to the team that you said, Oklahoma City.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's a salary cap and floor in the NBA.
Well, there's not. There's a luxury tax and aprons. I mean, if you're willing to just
but those once you get into the first and especially second apron, it's not just money. Like, it kills the way you can build a roster.
Yeah.
With the Dodgers, if I'm not mistaken, it's just money, right?
Yeah, it's just
I know
money.
it's easy to say, like, just money.
So listen, if
they're printing money out there,
if they wanted to change the system, the players and owners would. The players would press for it, and the owners would press for it.
Yeah, the owners might next winter. The players, I don't think, want to, right? Because they're the ones benefiting from this.
Are they?
Well, I guess at the good ones.
The highest ones do. But here's the thing: this is why it'll never happen because there's the Reds and the Pirates and the Royals are too cheap.
Yeah, there's too many.
So here's the thing, though: like in the NFL, why it works is you have a salary cap, but you also have a salary floor. So it's total dollars spent. All the players care is how much money is being spent on them.
Yeah.
So you can have 4 teams, each spending $250 million, and that's that, and then everyone else spends $100 million, averages $80 million.
Yeah.
Let's say. But if you have everybody that is capped out at 150, but everyone's forced to spend over 100, you're going to actually be spending more dollars on salaries for the players. Now, maybe the ultra big-time guys aren't getting these massive, crazy, lucrative deals, but it'll be a more competitive game. The reality is, though, this is why those other clubs don't do it, is because they're lazy, they don't want to work at it, they don't want to take any risk. And my dad told me this a long time ago with the NFL. He's like, if you want to make money in pro sports, you'll make money. If you want to win, you'll win and make money. But you have to try to win. But most people don't really want to do that because there may be some years where they don't make as much as they should. And you actually have to hire more people and manage things. It's a lot easier just to be mediocre to bad and collect your check and just be on your way.
I think especially in baseball, too. It's a 162-game season.
Right.
It's long. They still do make money, don't they? I'm sure.
They make tons of money.
With the regional networks and whatnot.
They make tons of money.
But I think it's kind of easy to be like, if nobody's showing up, you can just use the excuse of like, well,
who's the Reds owner? Your boy?
Is it Castellini?
Yeah, Castellini. Who's still showing?
Go?
Where else you gonna go?
But I think like compared to when you only have 8 or 9 home games in an NFL regular season,
sure.
Imagine an NFL team having empty stadiums the way you probably see in
Pittsburgh. It's not even that.
Like,
they make money off the TV deals. And
I think it's just a bad look.
Yeah,
That's all
it's
I'm
terrible.
Saying. Like I think if you had 8 home games and 6 of them were, a third full, and you were getting smoked, I think it'd be like, wow, we got to do something about this. But I think it's easy. Like baseball, it's just. I don't know if it's maybe just not. Oh, it's definitely not as popular as the NFL. I know that, but I think it's easy
because a lot of the teams you feel like you have no chance of winning.
Yeah,
look at the teams that are in the playoffs: Green Bay, Buffalo, Jacksonville,
Cowboys.
Oh wait, no, not this year.
But even like Kansas City has won a non-traditional, non-large markets, you can still have stars that play and stay there because of how it's constructed.
I know Bengals fans get frustrated with their ownership, and I totally respect that. They
don't spend money.
I know, but they also still played in an AFC title game and a Super Bowl within the last 5 years.
Yeah. Because the system's set up for you to always be better.
Like there's a floor.
They don't even try to win, and sometimes they fall into it.
Yeah, where in baseball, and it feels like a lockout is inevitable.
In baseball,
next winter,
it's going to happen. Yeah,
because but on the other hand, though, you look at a team like the Dodgers, and I think Toronto going for their first World Series title in about 30 years this past fall here helped as well.
Yep.
But the ratings for some of the World Series games, especially, and I know when it gets to a Game 7, that's always going to help. But the ratings this last October, November, whatever, for the World Series were awesome. Because the Dodgers is such a...
But they still weren't as good as some of the college football, regular season games.
I don't think you can compare it to that, though.
You're telling me it was America's pastime, and it's a professional sport.
It's the pastime now, in the past.
Yeah, that's where everybody tells you the ratings are better. I'm like, you're telling me that a regular season college football game outrates your Game 7 of the
I don't
World
think you
Series?
can compare it to college football, though. That's just a losing battle. To
and
me,
that means the league is lost. To me.
To an extent, probably, yeah. I guess I look at the NBA, though, and I'll to use the NBA as a comparison. When Durant went there, it was like every team should just give up for the next 5 years because they're just going to win every championship. And Cleveland actually stepped in and no, I guess Cleveland won before Durant got there. But nevertheless, when it was Cleveland and Golden State, I don't know that was healthy for the competitive balance of the league. I mean, there was a stretch there where it was just Cleveland is absolutely going to win the East. And it feels like outside of maybe Houston for a minute, nobody gave Golden State a run for their money. But those ratings in the finals in those stretches were better than they have been in recent years because, tale as old as time in sports. When you have a villain like that, it can be very good for the league.
Sure, yeah. The only thing about I know the NBA's got their salary cap, and there's ways around it. I know that.
I think there's a floor, too, isn't there?
There's a floor and there's a cap, but it restricts. I don't like how it restricts trades as much as it does.
Yeah, some of the apron stuff that went into this most recent CBA is ridiculous.
Right.
I look at a team like the Celtics, and I know they're my favorite team, but the way they built their roster through trades, drafting, and free agency was just outstanding.
Sure.
And they had to strip it down last summer.
Yeah.
Because they getting into the second apron was going to kill them.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City tore it down. Not on their not on their intentions because Durant left and then they traded Harden and Westbrook and whatnot over the years, but they tore it down and completely have built their team from scratch, and they're not going to be able to keep it together in the coming seasons because once you get into that second apron, it just kills you so much that I don't agree with that, but there probably should be something along the lines of hey, if you're going to pay this much luxury tax, maybe there should be more than just the penalty of the money. But I don't know. On the other hand, it's I would look at baseball owners and just say, stop being cheap.
There was
nobody was stopping anybody from signing Kyle Tucker, but the Dodgers stepped up to the plate, pun intended, and paid him the most money.
When baseball had their strike in 1981, I want to say it was an 80-day player strike, whatever it was, in the middle of the season. And I remember Johnny Bench came out and said he thinks that they should realign baseball to where the leagues are set up. One half of the league is the highest payrolls, and one half of the league is the lowest payrolls. And so you're guaranteed high payroll against low payroll team in the World Series when it's all said and done. And at the time, I thought that was idiotic, but as a Reds fan, I'm looking back, you know what? I kind of like that idea.
Let's have been honest something.
Right, might have done something with that one, yeah.
All right, guys, just a few days away now from the College Football Playoff National Championship game being played down there in South Beach between the Canes and Indiana Hoosiers on Monday night. And sports bettors are clearly on one side of who's going to win the game. According to BetMGM, nearly 85% of the bets and 87% of the total money bet on the spread is on Indiana to cover the number at 8.5. 86% of the bets, as far as the over-under goes, are on the over. So folks are expecting a little bit of a high-scoring affair. I think it's sitting in the 47 to 48 point range. So most people are expecting a high 20s or low 30s scoring game there. Interestingly enough, both IU and the U are 10-5 against the spread this season. So Carp, something's got to give with that, and according to a lot of bettors, that would be Miami giving.
Well, and it's interesting. Usually, you fade the public money, and I'm at odds with this because I feel really good about Indiana now. 8.5 is a lot You could have got them at 5.5 before they beat Oregon. That number jumped up to 7.5, 8.5. It may climb to 9 by game time.
Or even 10.
I had looked at this because I'm like, I think Indiana's going to win. I think it could win big. And you can go and tease lines and get it up to 14 or 21. And it doesn't give you nearly as much juice as you would like, which leads me to believe that the sports books feel as if there's a better chance of them blowing out Miami than there is of them actually losing the game. So it's an interesting paradigm here because, like I said, you usually want to fade the public, but I still feel pretty confident in Indiana.
I don't. I'm confident in Indiana. Just the same point of they have not, outside of maybe the Penn State game, they had to come back and win that one on the miraculous play at the end there.
That in Iowa.
That Iowa, you're right. I was the same way, yeah. But they've been pretty consistent. Miami, I've seen Miami look so bad this year, and seen them look so good this year. And it all depends on which Miami team's going to show up, I guess.
They've been hot lately.
They've looked great lately. But like I say, I saw them earlier. What wasn't it against Louisville? Carson Beck had 4 picks in that game.
That sounds right.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, and I don't fully buy in to Cristobal, but the way they played, though, look, a couple of must-wins they had to have here in the playoffs. Obviously, they got it done. So I think this game will hinge on Carson Beck. And if Carson Beck doesn't turn the ball over more than once, maybe I would say, if he turns it over multiple times, I think they're in big trouble then. But I think, though, that if he plays well, this will be a competitive game. But, yeah, I hear you, Bob. It's like it feels more likely it's going to be a blowout than a loss for Indiana. I feel like more than likely they'll blow out Miami. But I won't bet this game because I don't trust enough either way.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on Beck. A lot will fall on his shoulders. Not that that's breaking news that a lot will fall on the quarterback of one of the two teams playing in the championship game.
Mean, yeah.
But it's like even this season, and sometimes even in the playoffs, like, they scored 10 points against A&M.
Right.
They scored 24 against Ohio State, but that was also a pick 6 involved.
Yep.
Like, they have had a tendency to get leads, or even if it's close late, to show they don't trust him.
Right.
Like even Miami staff, I'm not sure how much they trust him.
Right.
He played really well against Ole Miss, but it feels like if it does start to get into the high scoring affair, I don't know. I feel much more comfortable betting on Mendoza in that group than I do Beck. That's for sure.
And after we just talked about betting on college football, college sports, we're going to start our next segment off the top of the hour there about another scandal involving betting on college sports. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned, so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
people don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS-FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Second hour of the program, final hour of the program, Morning Juice, Tito, Bobby, Bodie Wells. And we were talking about the taxes and how, like, the Dodgers have paid $270-some million the last 2 years now in luxury taxes. And, yeah, Bob, I think they go to the lowest, like, I don't know, lowest 5 or 6 teams, something like that. Is that what it is? Lowest payrolls?
Hoard the money.
Is that the Guardians and Reds saw that Kyle Tucker signing? They're like, sweet.
Yeah, it's good
That's
news,
a nice
right.
paycheck.
We get something there.
You gonna spend it on players? Well, let's be easy now.
They win, we win.
Yeah.
.com. Anyway, yeah. So that's
hey, if it ain't nice,
right? I know. God, Bodie. It's so that's what happens with that right there. I know, like in the fines for people, those go into like a charity thing, or don't they? They go to charity, or do they go to like when a player gets
They usually
fined?
go to charity.
Charity. I don't think it goes into like the players' pension plans or anything like that. I think it goes to charity. Down that right there. So I read this article on The Athletic, and I love the lead of this, and I'm a sucker for good writing. But anyway, it talked about how late in February of 2024, a North Carolina basketball trainer sent a text to DePaul's men's basketball player during halftime of the game against Georgetown. He wanted to let him know that he was happy with the performance of two of his teammates.
That's good.
One of them had gone scoreless.
Perfect.
And DePaul went into the half down by 13. This trainer.
When was this?
This was February 2024.
Okay, so last year.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. The trainer was part of a group that had wagered $27,000 on Georgetown taking a lead of 3 or more points going into halftime, and all the slips won for that one right there. So now I'm only saying this just to recognize it. I'm not in any way accusing this individual of having involved, but Chris Holtman is the head coach of DePaul.
Oh, that's why I asked. That's why I was going to bring that up.
He's there's nothing that hints that he had any knowledge of any of this stuff.
I doubt any of the coaches ever have any knowledge of this.
But I just want to make sure that I brought that up, that in DePaul, one of the worst teams in basketball last season, there were players, let's see, there was a 70-page indictment, 26 people indicted. Prosecutors said that 4 players helped fix 3 DePaul games. Other games involved players on Abilene Christian, ironic, Alabama State.
Is that a sin?
Yeah, Buffalo, Coppin State, Eastern Michigan, Fordham, Kennesaw State, LaSalle, New Orleans, Nicholls State, North Carolina A&T, Northwestern State, Robert Morris, St. Louis, Southern Miss, and Tulane. Tulane, by the way, famously, I don't know when it was in the 70s maybe, was their school was also involved in a betting scandal like this where players were shaving points for bettors on this.
There you go.
So
I love it, man.
I know in the state of Ohio, we now have a thing where you cannot bet on college player props.
I don't like that. Let's just open it all up, man.
So,
if you're willing to go to jail over this, just throw them in jail for 10 years. I mean,
I have it on good authority. There was a defensive coordinator in the NFL this year that was, in some fishy business. His name might rhyme with
taking the over.
Rat Bieberflus.
That's good. That's very possible, I guess, Bodie. If we're going to throw out accusations, let's do it. Let's do reckless speculation on this one.
Well, just judging by his performance, you could lead that to be.
So, I'm not naive enough to think this kind of stuff didn't go on before. I know, obviously, we talked about the fact that it was, that I mentioned the Tulane. I think Memphis State was once involved in a betting scandal back when, and in the 80s on that one maybe. But so I'm sure it's gone on for years across all major sports. It's just now there's a closer look on it because how sports gambling is legal now in so many states.
It's not only that, it's the fact that the way we bet is so easily trackable.
I was going to say, isn't it now that it's legalized actually helping people get caught?
There's an industry now to look into this.
Yeah.
And so people have the preventative side, and there's people that are analyzing this, and all because the casinos don't want to be a part of this. The books,
kind of weird.
The sports books don't want these anomalies there. They want things on the up and up. They don't want to be getting cheated because that's what's happening. When people are winning, the casinos are losing money. So the broader it is, the more oversight that there ultimately is going to be.
In February of 2024, this group of bettors, conspirators, if you would, put $424,000 down on Kent State to cover an 8.5-point first half spread against Buffalo.
I would think that draws.
I would think if you're betting $424K on a Kent State first half game against Buffalo, so there's like you look at this.
Sounds about right.
Some of the players got payments anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 a game to shave points to lose on purpose on that. So $10,000 to $30,000 a game. Some of these guys were paid, and. Yeah, Bob, this should discourage, when you see guys going to jail for this, it should discourage them. It's going to keep happening, though, isn't it? Like, do you think that's going to, I think
eventually you just have to make the punishment so punitive. So here's the reality. There's two ways to govern things and monitor things. You can try to catch everything and have, modest penalties for it, and spend a ton of money, time, energy, and effort on oversight of trying to make sure that nothing ever slips through the cracks. Or you can spend a considerable less amount on it, try to catch the biggest offenders, and when you do catch people, you put the hammer down and you make the punishment so punitive that if there are people considering doing it otherwise, that'll be the preventative measure.
And that all makes perfect sense to me, Bob. But then I started thinking about it. I said, well, you know what? I've seen some pretty big punishments handed down for murder.
Yeah.
And there's still murder.
There'd probably be more if people weren't punished. If we had I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
You know, when there are less murders, when you drag people out to the public square and burn them.
That's fair. Yeah.
Try being burned alive.
You're right.
Listening to them scream and thinking, ooh. Doesn't sound very good.
So you think if we were
I've been a huge advocate. You want to solve the funding of our federal correction institutions?
Yeah.
We can get everybody involved. We're going to bring the nation together a little bit. You know, like back in old school days, you know, when they had an option in Israel, free Barabbas, we'll crucify Jesus. There you go. Listen. This is my theory. Like when people get sentenced to the death penalty,
right?
You know, we've got some great murder stuff going on right now, tied into Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, right.
Yes, we do. Catch this guy. All right, he's convicted by a jury of his peers.
Right.
Okay, I don't want these 20 years of paroles. Now the thing is, they have found some people that were wrongfully convicted.
That's what I'm saying.
But
yes,
I will say this: the American justice system is set up that 9 guilty people will walk, so 1 innocent person doesn't go to prison. That's why. It's beyond a reasonable doubt, not just the preponderance of the evidence, which is the civil threshold. But I've said this for years. When someone's guilty, and then they exhaust their appeals, put it on some sort of streaming platform, you get to vote in. You have options of how to watch this happen. Fight a tiger, hop in with an alligator, maybe a shark pit, Something like that.
Jackie
and we
Moon.
line them up and we do like so many of them a year, little Roman gladiator style. Listen, on a pay-per-view, you tell me you wouldn't pay $19.99 to watch 5 people or you get to vote in. Ooh, look, and you get to see the poll going back and forth. It's like American Idol, Hunger Games. May the odds be ever in your favor. Hey, buddy. And you know what? It's kind of old school.
What if they win?
Well, then you know what?
Win your freedom.
That's the Game of Thrones mantra.
Win your freedom.
Judgment by the gods. If you win, then maybe it wasn't your time. Maybe you weren't guilty in the first place.
Tiger.
Yes. So that's my point. We give you a knife. We throw you in there, Maximus. See if you can fight your way out.
I didn't expect this.
At us all.
I'm telling you. And listen, 1999. A lot of people will watch. You want to help fund the prison? There you go. There's your dollars to pay. I'd watch it on a Friday night. Get myself a couple of drinks.
You want to find something that
some chicken wings.
The streaming services would pay more than they even do for sports.
Oh.
It'd be on the undercard of the next Jake Paul fight. Okay,
undercard would be the headliner. Put that. You know they always put that stuff. Put it after the Super Bowl. Hey, coming up next, we're going to execute these 5 people, and you show what they've done. Look at this guy. He murdered these 2 people in cold blood, this and that. Here's
this guy
the evidence.
Shot up a school.
Oh, yeah. Great. Get some school shooters. Heck, put some pedophiles in there.
Oh.
You know, instead of letting Epstein hang himself in there. Hey, Jeffrey, here's what we're going to do, buddy.
You mean Epstein? When you said Jeffrey, right? That's you're still talking about Epstein. You not mean me, right? Go ahead.
I don't know.
No, I'm not.
Well, listen, if you feel that it applied to you, then that's up to you.
You said, hey, Jeffrey.
But listen, we're going to put you in there, you know. That 100 men versus a gorilla. Let's just try mano y mano. Watch you get dismembered. You know, watch that thing rip you limb from limb. While we hear the screams. You get some Dolby surround sound in there, and you can just listen to it.
We can put it on and show it in movie theaters.
Oh yeah, I mean,
IMAX.
You want to do yeah, exactly. Tom Cruise, get you on the big screen right there.
They know Christopher Nolan movie.
If you want to get it at home, or you can go in there. But I'm telling you. You watch that and you watch some dude getting torn apart by a gorilla, that might put a little thought in your mind like, maybe I'm not going to go to that school and try to kidnap this kid today.
Yeah.
That looked pretty bad because if I get caught or I try to run this illicit island where we service celebrities with sexual services by minors, this could end up wrong for me. But I might not want to try to murder that person.
I have so many questions for you, Bob. Let's get the first
How did
one.
I come to this?
No,
it's been many years of
question.
curating this idea.
Okay, the first question, and I mean this honestly and seriously. This first one. The next 2, not so much, but this one honestly and seriously. Do you think if something like that, if there was that kind of punishment in place, you think it would reduce the number of murders in the country?
You go look at some of the...
You're a learned man. That's why I'm asking. Like I respect your opinion.
You go
on
look at some of the murder rates and things that are in some of the Middle Eastern countries where they like literally cut people's hands off for theft.
Right.
Not nearly as much theft. All right. I mean, as opposed to like doing 6 months probation. Did you go up there? They hold you down, get a nice dull blade, hack that bad boy off, burn it shut. There you go, buddy.
No ibuprofen on that one.
No.
In The Dark Knight Rises. It was
death or death by exile.
Death or exile is all he said. And you pick exile, you die anyways.
Death by exile.
Yes, it's either death or exile they gave you. So
if you think we're gonna walk out on that ice willingly,
so
light it up.
Would you in turn though, as part of that? Let's say I can't believe convicted murderers right now. Let's say the convicted murderer.
Hypothetically.
You gave him a chance.
Yeah.
Okay, electric chair or fight an animal.
You don't get the chair. That's the easy way, dude.
Okay, no, I'm saying though.
You get a chance to win your freedom here.
Okay, would you be okay?
You and that hammerhead in the tank over there.
Would you be okay with the guilty party being able to have his family, his estate, if you will, profit off of this? To where like he could...
No. The profits,
you could say to Netflix,
profits
like, hey,
go to the state. They help fund the prisons and maybe a little to the victims. Get some to the victims, too.
Right. Last question.
Why would his family, why should they get the
I just see the convicted murderer shopping it to Netflix and...
no, this isn't shopping. This is run by the United States government, federal prison system, state prison system. Boom, this is what we're doing. Like, just like here's the thing. Everybody thinks it's such a crazy idea. The lottery in Ohio, when it was pushed into existence, people were like, oh, this is gambling. We don't want this. Like, oh, but it's going to fund the schools.
Fund the school.
For the
It's gonna fund the schools. It's for the kids. It's for the kids. They just put on another. They just put another 10%. And my brother was up in Michigan. They just passed this thing, and it's all it's going to do is drive up the black market more. But they have the marijuana stuff in Michigan. It's like basically free game. Anybody, anytime. It's whatever.
Anybody,
yeah,
behind the wheel.
Yes, I mean maybe not driving, but
okay.
And so the Michigan roads are notoriously bad. I mean, there's potholes there.
Okay.
Dude, you'll crack a rim if you hit it. Like on the high. Oh, I'm not kidding you. I would be driving on 96 in practice in Detroit in the morning, and Lord, like if you hit it, even if I didn't crack my rim, I might lose control of the vehicle, like hit the wall. Like it's like running into a crater, and they're gonna fix it. So you know what? We got a catchy tagline. People can get behind it. We're gonna raise the tax on marijuana another 10%. They're smoking marijuana anyway. Marijuana is not a drug. You're going to smoke marijuana anyway. You know what? We'll make them pot for potholes. There we go. And hey, I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
It's pot for potholes. And so we're going to have all the potheads pay for our potholes. They'll fix it all. There's always some solution. The part of the marijuana tax thing in Ohio is supposed to go to, I forget what it's, they have some altruistic thing that it was supposed to go to solve this problem.
The Human Fund.
Yeah, so we always said, hey, if there's something that's a little seedy, that's on the edge of society, that people are probably doing anyway.
Yeah.
How do we find a way to make money on it as a government? You know what we'll do? We'll find some great cause and we'll tether it to that, and say this. If you can do this, but this will solve this problem. Hey, this will help fund the prisons.
You know? Scott's Tots could have certainly helped out.
100%.
Okay, I got a bonus question now because Brian wants to know, is The Purge your favorite movie?
What's amazing is I've never watched The Purge. Because here's the thing. I hold the idea of The Purge in such high esteem that I don't want to taint it and worry that the movie might not live up to the standards that I have.
Fair enough.
And there's like 18 of them, isn't there?
There's
been a few.
There's a number of purges.
There's only 2 Cannonball runs. I can answer that definitively.
And I'm not I say this kind of tongue in cheek, but I actually think it's a pretty good idea.
I think it's tongue in cheek-ish. I don't think it's completely tongue in cheek. I think part of you does buy it.
Oh no, I'm 100%.
Yeah.
If this came out and you had to vote for it, and I went to the polls, I would vote yes.
You'd vote for that.
I would actually campaign for it.
Okay.
You need a face for the campaign.
We need a catchy.
I'll drag up all these serial killers.
We'll
you think this guy deserves to rot in prison and us pay for him for the next 4 years?
Yeah.
Hell no. Let's get him out there and let's watch him fight this gorilla.
Hanging out.
Okay.
Absolutely.
There's the final question then, Bob.
How about this? What animal do you want to pick? You have them all up there, boom, 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 National Geographic. Hey,
spin the wheel.
Maybe some
spin
of
the wheel.
Exactly. That's right. Maybe that's what you need to have the wheel spin. And even some of it, hey, we want to get everybody involved, all right? So we're going to take some of that money, and we're going to do it to help the preservation of some of these animals.
Okay.
These animals that are endangered. Hey, we made $100 million off this, and the lion, he was the number one choice. So, 20 million of it's going to go to lion preservation in Africa.
For the kids, for the animals.
Yes.
Nobody's fighting that.
Nobody's against it. Right. Hey, you know what?
That.
They find out someone that, is awful with animal abuse and humane stuff. Hey, listen, I'm not the one to tell you what the punishment should be.
But
that's Rodman. But hey, you get a guy that's run all this stuff, killed all these dogs, Michael Vick, like times 10. You want to see him have a Ramsey Bolton-style death? Throw him in the cage with a couple of underfed pit bulls and they get to rip him apart? I guarantee you, there's people who might not vote for this opportunity, but now you're pulling in some of the animal lovers. Yeah, that guy gets what he deserves. He killed all these animals. He starved them. Now look, he gets what's coming to him.
Most significant animal you could beat up. If I threw you in there, not that you convicted, not you're a murderer. I'm not saying that at all.
That I could. You mean that I could stave
win.
off my own?
Yes,
my own
right.
demise.
What is the probably the most vicious or biggest animal?
I think you give these people. We give them like a little hand knife. Like a little 8-inch blade, something to make you feel like they may have a fighting chance, even though
they're still stacked against them.
I would 100%. Give them a knife.
And
one of those
maybe
fake
we can
ones
go full Hunger Games.
Yeah.
If people start to like the person for any sort of reason, you can ship in some supplies to them.
Yeah,
maybe they
airdrop
need
them.
a bandage or an extra weapon or something.
Yeah, give them a chain.
Maybe we leave multiple weapons, not just a knife, but not like a gun, but like bow and arrow,
right?
A machete,
spear.
But it's in the middle of the arena.
Or put it behind,
you gotta
behind the
get
animal.
it.
You got to get around the animal to get it, something like that. Michael Vick would have survived that. But anyway, Bob, what's the?
He's fast with those dogs. It wouldn't just be one-on-one. We let him have a little pack hunt.
So what's the most significant animal you think? We put you with a kangaroo. You win?
Kangaroo.
With a knife? I don't know. I mean, probably.
You beat a kangaroo. Let's say without a knife, just your bare hands.
Listen, dude, animals, I don't think you realize this. Like, they're designed to survive outside in the environment.
Sure.
You are.
All Americans
you're a gladiator.
It doesn't matter. Like, I don't have claws. I have nails, dude. Like especially Americans, dude. Everybody here, they're house cats. I mean, let's be real. Okay. All right? They're not the feral wild beasts anymore.
So I
can run and I'm fairly strong, but I mean, I don't have claws. I don't have incisors like a chimp that I can just bite somebody's head off.
Would you feel confident against a crocodile or alligator?
In the water?
No, just in the wild.
Maybe both.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing right there.
I don't know.
We do
I watched
water.
this guy. Oh, man, my one friend
Chubbs.
sends me these great videos that are...
he got my hand.
I
got his eye.
Tore one of those bastards' eye out. I'll have to send you guys this. This is amazing. It's a great Instagram follow for anybody out there that wants to be a part of it. It's the official tweaker. It's called, it's not what you think it is, but it's like they call it Tweaker Geographic, and it just finds some people in the wild. And occasionally you get the guy who thinks he's some sort of animal charmer. And this guy's like, it's on the side of the highway in Florida, and there's an alligator, and he's like, thinks he's some snake charmer.
I saw it last night.
By the end of it, the alligator bites his leg, and then he's rolling around on the ground. I don't envision myself being able to do any of that. Maybe a tiny alligator, but not anything of substance.
Do you know the difference between a crocodile and an alligator?
Yeah, there's no crocodiles in America, number one, and alligators have a wider snout.
A crocodile.
Is this going to be a joke?
You will see soon. An alligator you'll see later. Coming up next, Terry's Guys Juice, Morning Juice.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at mda.org today.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much stuff because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part? Knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place, and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need, and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
What'd you think of the videos, Bobby?
Those were great. I'm in now. I just watched it for free, but I'd pay if you told me that guy had, killed somebody or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if our last segment was a brilliant, Emmy-worthy segment.
I've thought about it. I mean, listen,
I'm
trying to give you all the options.
I know. Was it a depressing segment? Or do you think it was an uplift? Do you think people listening would be like, yeah, that was a great segment? We're like, man, that really brought me down. Stick to sports.
I think you're looking at this as that is a sport.
You're
what
right,
are we talking
sport.
about?
Right,
it's the ultimate sport.
You're right.
It's the blood
survival.
sport, the fight for survival.
Listen, if I came, for those of you who maybe didn't like it, all I'd say is, what if I told you X percentage went straight into the name, image, and likeness fund
for your
local college football
then
team?
You know what? I promise you, that would be the first time a voting percentage was 105% of the people said yes, because there'd be people who voted twice.
Bobby in the break said, you just got to find, if anybody would be against it, just find their why.
Yeah.
That's really it. Just find your why.
Figure out something.
Like, Rothman's a good dude, and I remember I started posing him to this. He's like, I don't think, that's whatever. I go, but what if the money went to the Humane Societies? Well, then all of a sudden, now we're starting to think, I think we could get a nice 100-acre spread for all the dogs out there, take care of them. It'd be great.
For one guy who killed 15 people.
Yeah.
So,
that's all.
Rothman, obviously, huge advocate for animals.
Yes.
Like, he goes out and does, legal work, goes out. He's like, what do you call him? What Rothman does something like this. He's a volunteer animal rescue guy or something. Like, he goes out. If there's a case, if there's an animal abuse thing going on, sometimes he gets called out, I believe. I got that right. Anyway, so I was telling you on the break there, it was wife, pregnant, wanted to get a second dog. We already have one boxer. We bought this other boxer, white boxer, named him Snoopy. Dogs didn't get along at all. My sister said she'd take Snoopy and foster him. So goes to my sister. She has a friend.
Did the dog come with the name Snoopy?
No, we gave it Snoopy.
That's good. High on the originality list. My dad had a dog named Snoopy in high school. I was like, way to get out of the box, Dad.
So anyway, then my sister has a friend who wanted a white boxer, and so she let her take Snoopy. This woman decides she can't take care of Snoopy after a couple weeks. And so, she's like, I got to get rid of this dog. And calls Lisa. Lisa says, I know somebody maybe help you out and help rehome the dog or may foster the dog. And it's Rothman. And
I know somebody.
Lisa calls Rothman.
I know a guy.
And they're having a conversation. And Rothman recognized, saw the name, Lisa Thitoff. And he said, wait, are you related to Tito? And she said, yeah, it's my brother. Rothman had to go out to Circleville that night at 10 o'clock at night to rescue this dog that a woman said she couldn't take care of.
So this was your friend?
My sister.
Your sister.
I gave my sister who gave somebody who would foster the dog.
Your sister telling me that it was so urgent that she couldn't take care of it one more night.
The woman was out of her mind. Yes.
You got to be kidding me.
No.
How emotionally weak are people?
Bob,
is the dog trying to eat her?
So I get a call from Rothman.
What is you're telling me you can't keep the dog till the next day and you can get it
on a chain in the porch?
I mean,
Bob, all I'm saying, it was a humbling phone call for me to get a call. Wait.
Dude, what is wrong with your sister that she can't keep the dog for one more day?
No, my sister could have kept the dog. This woman said, I would like to have this dog. And
then it's your sister's responsibility. She's the one that passed the dog on to her.
And then that woman says, I can't do it, and I need...
Can't do it. What do you mean you can't do it? It's a dog, man. It's not like you gave it a live cougar. You need to come get this thing out of my house.
To be honest, it was a mean dog. Yeah, right.
You got to learn to drive with the fear,
you're missing
son.
the point, Bob,
the genesis of the point to me is the fact that Rothman's driving out there at 10 o'clock at night.
Circleville, I think is where it was.
To rescue a dog.
I know.
Dude, it's not like the dog was in a fight club out there. I mean, it was given to someone that could rescue it, and they couldn't keep it one more evening?
All I'm telling you, Bob, is I got a phone call from Rothman. He's like, wait, this was your dog? I said, yeah, originally it was, yes.
Technically, yes.
Yes, it
you are
was.
right on that.
All right, let's do what Scott's used.
What's got you juiced?
All right, Friday. Bobby, if you're calm enough now, because you were pretty worked up about people dying to animals and that whole thing, which is a great point, and we got a lot of people in the chat agree with you, by the way. You want to guess the one person who did not like that segment? Who said it was a waste of 15 minutes?
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr. Waste of 15 minutes.
Well, now I know it's great.
Yes. What's got you juiced, Bob?
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr does.
His relentless optimism in life. How passionate he is. I'm glad that we finally got a chance to unearth that. I've had that conversation before with other people on other shows and different times in my life, and I feel like it's really one of the great things that I've had the ability to hopefully offer society is a pathway to try to help people.
Bobby Carpenter
save things. Yeah, I mean, you want me to host it? That's great.
You've done this on other shows?
I've had this idea for probably 10, 15 years.
I know, but
my wife thinks I'm a sycophant for it, but I go, listen, it's people helping people. We're solving problems here, okay? We're getting some funding to some areas that are maybe under-resourced that need it. We're helping alleviate the drain on our prison system. We're giving society some entertainment. Does it sound a little bit like ancient Rome? Sure, but maybe we're there already anyway.
Matthew McConaughey said sometimes you got to go back to go forward.
Exactly.
It feels hacky now because I really thought it was something organic we came up with that,
well,
that you had not done
we
before.
Stumbled into it, but listen, you thought that I had that well planned out? I mean, I'm not that smart, Thitoff. Like I like to tell you, I've got some requisite intelligence, but that thing has been thoroughly planned in my mind for years. And so probably over a decade now. You know,
I honestly thought it was all off the top of your head. I didn't know it was like
I need to talk to your sister
scripted.
to think to I want to see her character judgment that she's giving a dog to someone that can't keep it for overnight for someone to come get it the next day as opposed to immediately.
I don't know. That's fine. You can. I'll
did you ever ask
her
like, who did you give this dog? Who do you know this person?
She did know. She knew the person. The person had fostered dogs before, so she knew it.
And
I'm just telling you, the dog. Snoopy was not a friendly dog. That's all.
Well, then why did you give it to your sister foster? You should have probably. So why did you get the dog in the first place then if it wasn't friendly?
We got the dog. The dog was friendly at first. My wife was pregnant and was just in a.
What does your wife being pregnant have to do with anything in this story?
Well, there's things like when you're pregnant, things like nesting and things like.
That's my point. Is you know what? We're going to have a kid. We don't need another dog.
Bob,
this goes back to the problem with you. Like we got to run your house. Don't run around in it. Okay, we got to start putting our foot down.
Right? Got rid of the damn dog, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, you gave it to.
There we go.
You gave it to your sister who gave it to someone else who couldn't handle it. So, I mean, I don't know if you really solved the problem. You just passed the problem on to someone else.
Could have been worse. Could have been an STD involved. Give that to my sister. And then
well,
get somebody else, right? There we go.
The chain of custody in that is really what's concerning.
I understand.
All right. That's the issue. Hey, you know what else has me juiced? Harry Truman. The buck stops here. All right. We're going to start owning our decisions, Jeff.
I always own my decisions.
I don't know.
What do you mean? What decisions have I not owned?
We just went over this last weekend about your 9-year-old running your life and making the decisions of what's going on and him not owning his decisions. We're going to own our decisions in 2026. I might put that down as one of my other resolutions.
You never gave me your word of the year, but go ahead.
Ownership. There it is. All right.
A lot of thought in that one, Bob.
Ownership.
Okay.
You walked right into it.
That's fine.
Juiced up. It's Friday. Monday is Martin Luther King Day, and it's going to be the National Championship game. So super pumped about that. The Lord of the Rings trilogy is being re-released after a decade, and my gosh, this thing came out when I was in high school. Or a decade, 25 years, quarter century. And going to go try and watch them all. I don't know if I have about 12 hours of movies in me this weekend.
Find out.
We'll find out. And I know my kids will want to do it.
Are you going tonight? Are you trying to go tonight?
Well, yeah, because the first one comes out tonight. The Lennox is only showing 3 in a row. Now, there is some other places that are showing them staggered so you can see them on other days as well.
Okay.
But Lennox, I got 7 o'clock tonight, if that's it. And 7 o'clock tomorrow and 7 o'clock on Sunday. Those are my options.
Because I thought about surprising my wife and going tonight, but I just wanted to know if you were going to Lennox because I didn't want to, like impede on your family time seeing you out there publicly. Family
time, seeing me. How is it going to impede on anything? You think I'm going to feel obliged to talk to you?
You would say hi to me. You would say hi to my wife. You would say hi to Artie.
Yeah.
You would say hi to Charlotte.
And Artie would say, Dad, this movie's kind of long. I want to leave. Say,
and we probably would leave, come back, but Heather could Uber home.
Say, too bad, buddy. Sit in here. Learn to do something you don't want to do. That's part of it. Learn to do something in life that you don't want to do, that you may not enjoy.
Okay.
Figure that out. That's the moral, folks, of being successful. Nobody just gets to do what they want to do all the time. You have to do things you don't want to do to then do the things you want to do. That's a message from Rob Carpenter from circa like 25, 30 years ago. First you do what you have to do, then you do what you want to do. And that's how life ultimately works. That's got me juiced up. We got some swim meets, some basketball games. A lot of fun this weekend. Super juiced about all of that. What's Slay's got to say?
Sometimes it's okay to pump the brakes. It's okay to get off the caffeine. 2 doses of pre-workout, a Monster, and some coffee is probably enough to get you through your day.
Or a week, Schlegs.
Yes.
I was super juiced about the Celtics game last night. Like I mentioned earlier, guys, they fell down by about 20, give or take, in the first quarter. Slowly but surely kind of crawled their way back into it. And then in the fourth quarter in particular, won it there. Anthony, say that name 3 times fast. Anthony Simons, 39 points off the bench. I think they said on the broadcast, if I heard it correctly, I was kind of dozing off a little bit towards the end, but I believe they said that was the most points off the bench by any Celtic in a road game in franchise history. So really strong game out of him. What maybe does or doesn't have me juiced, we'll leave it in the middle there. Speaking of animals, guess who's out of town this weekend?
Oh, he's going to be cat sitting.
My sister and brother-in-law going to Vegas for a wedding. And so I'll be hanging out with the cat tomorrow. I don't know if that really has me juiced, but we'll just hang out, watch football and whatnot. It's probably what I'd be doing anyway. No plans to fight him. We'll just be chilling. But
you know what's good, Bodie, is that I'm juiced that your scar is gone. You have you got a disappearing scar.
Hey, everybody's got a talent. Apparently that's mine. Mr. Jeffrey Thitoff.
Couple things. You couldn't see it probably on YouTube or on our video presentation there, but I was uncomfortable when Bob said sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do. And the way he looked at me, it felt like it was very personal. I'm not going to get into it right now on the air. It's for a podcast. Speaking of my podcast yesterday, I had a guy named Jack DeWick on my podcast. He is a senior at Ohio State, sports editor for the Lantern. And I had him on, and we talked about Ohio State football and basketball. And it juices me up to see a kid that's pursuing that dream and enjoying it and hearing some of his perspectives on covering the team as a senior. And hearing some of that, that got me juiced as well. I failed to mention that Bryce Sensabaugh the other night scored 43 points off the bench for Utah. The former Buckeye Bryce Sensabaugh, great game for him. He was 15 of 22 from the field and 5 of 10 from the three-point line. So seeing him do well, that's got me juiced. Also, I'm excited for the weekend. I'm excited for the weekend, and already got basketball Saturday. I have to coach. I've already gotten my walking orders from the normal head coach. We had a little powwow strategy session last night, so hopefully that goes well. His team's on a 4-game winning streak, and they're tied for first in the league at 5-2. So yeah.
The question is, will you be able to keep the train on the tracks?
A lot of pressure on me, Bob. Not going to lie to you. It's my son did not do as well at practice the other night that I ran, so I've thought about sitting him out for disciplinary reasons, not letting him play as much as normal. Not sure if that, like I told my wife, it'll probably depend. I hope we get out to a big lead, and then I'll feel much more comfortable sitting him out for a long period of time.
To feel like you let it slip away, like they did in Atlanta, a nice 28-3 Super Bowl.
That would. If I tell you, I feel like it could be a Hoosiers moment where my team is on the floor at some point, and it's like, Coach, you need one more. No, my team's on the floor, and I'll sit there next to Shooter and my son and contemplate.
I think you are Shooter, to tell you the truth.
It's funny. When I was talking to Brad last night,
you're the assistant. You are Dennis Hopper.
Okay, I started to make the same analogy about. I started to say what I told you guys was when I walk on the floor to practice, I think I'm going to be Gene Hackman in Hoosiers, but I'm actually going to be, and I started to say the other guy who replaced.
He's my favorite character.
Okay, well, not Shooter, but the other guy, the guy he replaced though, the older guy who was also.
I like Shooter. He stumbles out there hammered drunk.
So, but that's the thing. You said Shooter before I could tell you who I thought it looked like. He said Shooter.
Yeah.
So the fact you guys both considered me Shooter without
that's amazing without even that's.
So that's the
part he's one of the smarter guys I know, and I'd like to say great minds think alike, so hopefully we're on the same wavelength.
That's the part, though. So, that was our conversation last night, going over the game plan. And I already kind of gave him an idea that if...
Did Artie say, don't blow this, Dad?
He did say it.
You have to go see a counselor for the pressure that my 9-year-old son put on me?
A lot of pressure, Bob, not going to lie to you. Coming up next...
Or he might Menendez you in your sleep?
Oh, God.
Yes, your question.
Now, who would he be fighting in that arena?
Him?
Yeah.
I'd take him. I just,
would you?
Yeah, I just whatever it is. I just
got a real Jungle Book feel to him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
so he
He's got
He
more out of
wouldn't
the
have
tiger
to
than I
worry
do.
about defeating the animal. He would just make friends with it.
Yeah, he
Probably,
might join him. Can't beat him, join him, buddy.
Right, yeah. I think my son would survive in the wild
Then
also.
the murderer would walk in. There'd be 9 gorillas and Artie fighting him.
There's some days I try to look for a website and sign up for that. Coming up next, get your questions in for Ask AJ. AJ Hawk's going to join us. Morning Juice.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. You don't want to start the new year off hurting. You don't want to start off the new year getting surgery. You don't want to start off the new year dealing with trying to plan something out into the future. What you want to do is get healthy. So what you want to do is go to my friends over at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his team, the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, back, shoulders, whatever it is, they can help you get ready. So instead of those invasive operations, it's going to sideline you all of the early year. Go check out our friends at QC Kinetics and see if they can help you today. Imagine moving better, being stronger, planning your year, doing what actually you want to do. So don't wait. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices located in Dublin and Gahanna, and they're ready there for your free consultation. So go check them out today.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
Miss Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
Bobby is the all-American male. Tito pulled a hammy getting his mail. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice, lively chat. Thank you all for chiming in today. Our week's going to end the best way possible.
A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the third member of the Island Boys, AJ Hawk.
AJ, it's felt like that job you get paid for has interfered with your free appearance with us every week lately. You've been a very busy man. Thanks for joining us today. What's your take on Monday's game?
Oh man, I mean, I'm excited to watch it. I don't know what's going to happen. I've had a chance to watch both these teams play in person a few times now. I'm impressed by both of them, but I don't know. I mean, Indiana, no one's really slowed them down offensively and defensively. They've been lights out. And Miami's, won 3 super tough games, and they're huge and fast and physical. So I think it's a good matchup. I just honestly am not sure how it's going to pan out.
So you guys are heading down to the game. You've seen these guys. You talk about the size. How big is that Miami offensive line since you've seen these dudes in person?
Oh, they're gigantic. Like, they're so big and so athletic and super physical. Like, I'm impressed by them. Obviously, their D-line's really good and really huge as well. But, yeah, their O-line, the first time we went to their Texas A&M game, and I was watching their O-line and warm-ups, and I'm just thinking, like, man, these guys are not only monsters, but they shouldn't be able to move the way that they can move too. So it's they're definitely a very physically very impressive team.
So NFL playoffs going on right now. They're talking about how cold it's going to be in Chicago. Rams are heading up there. The Packers went there last week and, just completely gave away a game in the second half. You played in a game up there in Chicago, if I remember correctly, where it was like maybe, 10, 15 degrees. There's like a 30-mile-an-hour wind. I remember a punt being like the punter dropping a punt because the ball blew like 3 feet to the right. I think Favre was still maybe playing with you guys. It was maybe 06, 07. What's it like in those bitter games up there in Soldier Field?
Oh, yeah, the one you're talking about, probably 07. I just remember, Favre was the quarterback in my second year there, and it was obviously super cold. I mean, close to like 0, I think, but the wind was like 30 miles an hour the whole time. Like, it was wild. And I remember Brett coming in after like his initial warm-ups, and he said, "You can't throw the ball today. You can't throw it today out there. It's too windy." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I got out to warm-ups, and I'm thinking, "Oh, you're right. Like, this is wild." And unfortunately, Kyle Orton, he kind of threw the ball on us. He was playing quarterback for them, and he was able to rip it through that wind somehow. I think we ended up losing, but you're right. I was on punt team. I remember I think I was the left wing or right wing, and it was so gusty that the shotgun snap back to our punter. It might have 3 or 4 feet in the air. It just pushed it, and I think our punter might have got one hand on the ball trying to catch it. It had gone so far, but yeah, it was like that all day. I don't know if the wind is supposed to be pretty high, I guess, this weekend. So it should be, it definitely has an impact on the game, especially offensively. Like, who's going to be able to throw it? How many shots can you take down the field? Because you get the ball, you try to push the ball down the field in that wind, like, good luck. Like, it's interception central sometimes because you just don't know where that thing's going to go. So it'll have an impact for sure.
What was it like wearing sleeves in that game?
Well, that's the thing. When it's that cold, Bob, it doesn't matter if you're wearing sleeves or not. I wasn't wearing any, but I'm just trying to keep my hands, my little hands and my feet warm. That's all I try to do. And, after you go out there for 2.5 minutes in warm-ups, you realize, okay, I'm not getting warm again for 10 hours.
10 hours. That's terrific. Age, we got some questions coming in here.
Can I play first?
Go ahead.
If you come to a fork in the road, ask AJ, he'll help you know. Helmet shining, number 47 bold, he'll point you right where you should go. Just ask AJ.
So, Age, one of the questions in here, I can't remember where it went. Someone wanted me to ask, Jeff Rimmer's middle half. Yep. Ask AJ what's his favorite Little Debbie snack cake, because I know you love sweets so much.
Oh, man. Well, what can you give me a list of what's considered Little Debbie?
I don't know.
Well, you got the oatmeal cream pie. Of course, I'm going to know this one. The Swiss rolls. You've got the chocolate.
Nutter butters. Nutter butters in there.
It's not a Nutter butter, but they got the peanut butter with the chocolate on top of it. I can't remember what those are called.
We'll throw Hostess in there, too. Any of the little snack cakes, whatever the little treats that your kids eat. You can throw mini muffins in there, whatever it is.
Oh, I would say, I don't know what the brand is or whatever, but you can get like a bag of the little like chocolate donuts, like chocolate dips,
Oh, yeah. Those are Hostess.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever those are called, those are pretty solid because, you could eat 25 of those in one sitting. It's been a little while since I've done that, but I enjoy those for sure.
You grab those at a gas station, with the kids. The chocolate, I feel, AJ, keeps the center nice and moist, which I know you're a big fan of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, crunchy outside and nice moist inside. You're right.
Somebody else, we had a conversation earlier. Went down a huge rabbit hole talking about some of Bobby's thoughts on how to handle convicted murderers by putting them in kind
of a Hunger Games scenario with an animal, kind of the gladiator, fight. And part of it is, AJ, I think I've talked to you about this, where you make a pay-per-view, $19.99, put it on Friday nights. Hey, you have a little vignette of what the guy did, so you start feeling better about him getting killed, and then you get to maybe vote in electronically about what animal they should be able to go against. Or maybe you could even talk about burning at the stake or whatever. That's kind of quick. You'd rather have them maybe fight a gorilla, fight a cheetah, or a lion, or a leopard, or maybe put them in a shark tank, a gator. There's different options there. And I think that would help raise some money for things. And also, I think it would also be a huge deterrent for murder, like in different high-level crimes, when you watch that would be your death of like getting dismembered by a gorilla and then watching it like dump on your face at the end.
Oh boy, yeah. I mean, you're right, especially with football season coming to an end. All these networks need content. They need stuff to put out there. Football is king, and it's going to be gone here for a while. Yeah, I think that's a solid idea, Bob. You're right. Like pay-per-view, give us something to watch. Give the kids something to watch when they're falling asleep at night. Let's just watch some criminals getting their limbs torn off. But honestly, it's not the craziest idea, Bob. There's some countries out there doing some wild stuff right now, Bob. I don't know if you check it out on the internet sometimes. There's like one dude fighting 25 guys in a UFC type cage over in Russia, and they're fighting bears and different animals. So I don't know. Maybe you're onto something.
Hey, how is your? I know that you're working on the appeal for Maduro. You're trying to get him released. How's that going?
That's really quieted down lately, hasn't it? What's going on? It was like the top of everything for a few days, and then now I haven't heard much. Like, are things like, what's going on? Do you know, Bob?
No, because I think all the riots in Iran are maybe taking over the centerpiece there of the news world. So a lot of fun stuff going on right now geopolitically.
Yeah, it's a good world to dive into. People that live in that political world, man, that's a different life that I'm not built for, I don't think.
John MH3 wants to know what animal you would match up with, and what animal would you like to see Bobby matched up with?
Ooh. Oh, God. I mean, am I trying to kill? Am I trying to die, or am I trying to win? I don't know. I want the smallest animal with no teeth and no claws if I'm getting thrown in there, whatever that might be. I want that thing. But I'm not one of these guys that thinks I can take on like a lion or a chimp or a gorilla. I don't, those things. I respect the animal kingdom. I respect their power. So I don't want to take on any animal.
How about a kangaroo?
Yeah, those things do they kind of anger you. You get frustrated when you see those videos of them kind of boxing and really just piecing up like the dudes. I don't know if they're real or not. When all of a sudden it gets on, he's standing up and the thing's throwing jabs at the human. I do like when a human throws a few punches back. So a kangaroo would be. I gotta work on my head movement to get out of the way, because if I catch one or two of those, I'm probably going out cold. So yeah, kangaroo would be fun.
You would tape some fish to you and had like a golden eagle up there and let it dive down at you. You think you'd be able to avoid it or maybe grab it as it came through before it's like talons just ripped out your face?
Yeah, those talons do scare me. Thinking of those come down. I would, maybe I'd play dead. I'd play possum with some meat strapped to my back or something, and then I'd turn over and I'd punch that thing right in the beak when he tries to snatch me.
Yeah, birds freak me out. I don't do big birds either. Like those, I get scared of a big bird.
You don't like Sesame Street?
That's the only big bird I like. I could take Big Bird, okay. I think.
We don't know who's in there. We don't know who's in there. You better
the original one's dead. Carol Spinney was the guy. He was a guy named Carol. So of course I like that. Yeah, he's dead. I don't know who the current one is. I haven't watched. It's been. You're probably surprised by this, AJ. It's been a hot minute since I watched Sesame Street, but I don't know if it's all animated now or still the puppets or what. But I still take. Look, Big Bird's the thing with Big Bird is if you watch him move around, he doesn't have really good lateral movement. And so I think that would work to my advantage. I think we'd both be hitting stationary targets, but I think he would be stationary-er.
Okay. Yeah, it's like if you're getting chased by an alligator, aren't you supposed to run in a zigzag pattern? People claim they're not going to get you. I mean, I'm sure that's an old wives' tale. It doesn't work. But you got to just kick Big Bird. You got to kick him right in the face, right off the bat, and right in the neck.
I don't know if I get that high with a kick.
No, I bet you could, Panama Red. Age, what do we got on the docket for this weekend? I know the kids probably maybe out of school on Monday. You're going to be traveling out of there. What type of sporting events are we going to be diving into?
Yeah, we got a couple of different things. We got some lacrosse going on. We got basketball going on. That's the big thing right now. Lacrosse and basketball is huge at this time. Some tournaments and games happening. And like you said, the national championship game Monday night. I'll be at that thing. So, it should shape up to be a fun weekend. I know it's only January, but I'm always thinking I'm okay with cold weather, but I think it's cool being where we are now, where we know, hey, it's getting it's coming. The good weather is going to be here soon enough. So I like where we're at right now.
Oh, Coach, we're halfway through. I mean, I said in another month, you're right, being able to touch March at that point. And, it's not consistently warm, but we get some days in the 50s, maybe a 60-degree day. So we're almost pushing through it here with January and then the long slog of February. Are you coaching any of the games or any of the teams this weekend?
No, not right now. I am not coaching any of these teams right now, but there's always all kinds of stuff that I'm always in the works of possibly helping out coach different teams, 7-on-7, different football. Basketball right now. I'm strictly a fan when it comes to basketball right now. I'm not helping coach any of the teams.
And I know you've coached a lot of your kids and a lot of stuff, and I don't know if this has ever happened to you. Thitoff is going to be taking over for a mutual friend of ours. He's the assistant coach for their basketball team, and the head coach isn't going to be there. I told him he was a little bit like Dennis Hopper and Hoosiers, a little shooter action. And I said, your son will probably blame you if you lose. I know my kids have blamed me at times in their anger for the reason we lost, and then I tell them, keep the magnifying glass out, buddy. We'll take a look at your game if you want. But has any of your kids ever blamed you for a loss as a coach?
I mean, yeah, my kids blame me for everything. Like, that's their default, is that it's my fault for sure, even because I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to sports. So yeah, I mean, it's that's definitely a thing, but that's good though. It means they feel comfortable enough with you and have a close enough relationship where they can yell at you and be rude to you and tell you you're terrible. I was like, yeah, that's okay. I'm glad you feel like you can express yourself to me, because you would never do this to your other coaches or your other teachers.
Porch View Farm says they're male turkey. His male turkey will take out people. He's more frightening than the dogs. And question for you is, could you take out a male turkey? And do we have to hear male turkey? Because a female turkey, I bet, is pretty mean too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in a pen with like 15 or 20 of them turkeys coming at me, but I'd be flailing my legs and arms. I'd be putting up a good fight. But yeah, I think I would take a turkey. If it's just me one-on-one with one turkey and he doesn't have all his buddies to try to clip my heels and get me on the ground and then attack me, like, yeah, I did punt, pass, and kick growing up, so I feel pretty good about winding up and booting that thing. He might bite me a few times or get me, but I'm going to eventually connect right on that neck or that head, and that thing's going to go flying.
Could be a jive turkey. You got to be careful about those. Thanks so much for the time, AJ. We appreciate it. We'll talk next week. Enjoy the game.
All right. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you.
Bob, this thing you have to ask him. If Marcus called AJ and asked him to coach linebackers, would he do it?
Probably not.
Okay.
He's talked before about that. I don't think he loves help and loves being around it, but just getting into it, people don't realize when you get into that, like, you're basically punting on like being able to watch your kids' activities.
Once you're in it, you're in.
Yeah.
Zoo Review is expecting a technical foul from you by the end of the first quarter. I will take the under on that one. I will not get teed up. I might get out coached, but I won't get teed up. Thank you to AJ for joining us. Thank you all for chiming in with the chat all week.